Bradford City have today confirmed their next signing of the 2026 summer transfer window as midfielder Adam Phillips signs from fellow League One side at Barnsley FC for an undisclosed fee. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 250 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below on today's signing. Obviously, this was heavily rumoured on Tuesday to practically be a done deal. Then over the last couple of days, the deal seemed to be dead, or certainly didn't seem to be progressing in the way that everybody thought. By the wording of Pete O'Rourke's original tweet, it seemed like it could have been announced Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. But we have got the official news today, so make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. As always, the Tier 3 channel memberships is the best place to be to stay up to date with the most reliable and accurate Bradford City transfer news. While I wasn't first to break the interest of Bradford City, I did report this was a completed deal on Thursday at 6:30 PM. It's obviously now been officially confirmed. Let's go get into my instant reaction to the signing finally being officially announced. Slight change of scenery, but the article does then read, City secure Phillips. Bradford City AFC is delighted to announce the signing of Adam Phillips on a 3-year deal for an undisclosed fee from Barnsley. The midfielder makes the switch to BDA after 4 seasons at Oakwell, where he made over 180 appearances, scoring 43 goals and assisting his teammates on 27 occasions. A product of the Liverpool Academy, Phillips appeared 50 times for Barnsley last term, finding the back of the net 11 times, creating 5 goals for the Tykes. During the course of his career, the 28-year-old has over 100 goal contributions in 297 appearances, with 216 of his outings coming in the 3rd tier. Again, Bradford City looking to go down the route of bringing in a lot of League One experience and proven quality at a League One level. The former Accrington and Morecambe man becomes the 2nd summer signing for Graham Alexander's Bantams. After putting pen to paper, Phillips said, "I am absolutely delighted to sign for Bradford City. You look at the last 2 seasons, the club is only going one way and I'm ready to get on board with where the club wants to go." For me personally, I had a really good chat with the manager and met him a couple of weeks ago. The way he spoke about the club and his idea on how he wants me to play really suits me as a player, and I think we will work really well together. I have played a lot of games in League One and know what the division is about. I'm hoping to bring my experience to the squad. City boss Graham Alexander added, "We are very pleased to have secured Adam's services to bolster our attacking quality. His record of games and goals over the last 4 seasons in League One is excellent, and at 28 we feel he has great experience while having room for growth. Adam was very positive about this move when I met him, and his ability will be a great asset for us." Now, in terms then of my thoughts on this signing, now the fee that I have been told is around £300,000, which I think is pretty reasonable. To be fair, the quality that Phillips guarantees, he's going to get minimum 15 goal contributions for Bradford City next season, which is exactly what we lacked in that midfield at last campaign, with the earlier news coming out today about Owen Bailey as well. And while I do think that deal is very, very unlikely to happen, imagine a midfield potential next season of Bailey as your 6, Phillips as your 8, Poynton and Sarsvig ahead of that, and that's not even including a Caden Jackson. Beasley's your striker. Bradford City for me we're finishing in the playoffs next season if we carry on in this current vein of recruitment. We've signed proven quality in Jake Beasley and now Adam Phillips as well. Absolutely delighted again with this signing. It's everything that we've been asking for. We did really well with the Jensen Metcalf deal, and that has allowed us now to kick things on with our transfer recruitment. You look at Max Power being sold to bring in Jake Beasley, similar sort of transfer fees and probably wages that we're talking there. You look at Jensen Metcalf going and Bradford City getting at least 7 figures in the door through for him, and then we've spent £300,000 on Adam Phillips. He's come in on a 3-year deal, really now entering his prime years, and I do think he is a player that could make that step up into the Championship. You'd like to think Bradford City are going to still be having them ambitions, maybe even get into the Championship over the next 3 years, but really, really happy with this signing. Again, it obviously all does depend on where he's going to come in and play. He can play in a couple of different positions, but judging by his comments, he did seem a little bit miffed to be playing as a right winger last season for Barnsley. And again, you look at, I think, 9 goals and 5 assists when you've been played out of position for the large part. Absolutely incredible incredible return, and he only started 30 games last campaign. We'll come on to more of his stats later on in today's video, but delighted with this signing. From a Barnsley point of view, they're obviously going to be very disappointed having lost Davies Keeler-Dunn in January. Dave McGoldrick signed for Mansfield last week, and then now obviously the news about Adam Phillips joining my team Bradford City. So it's not looking great for Barnsley, despite them bringing in Daniel Stendel. Since then it has been a lot of doom and gloom for them, but they've got a decent fee in here for Phillips. His contract was obviously originally set to expire this summer, and being able to pick him up on a free transfer would have been really ideal, but they decided to trigger the option for a further season, as they are well within their rights to do. And obviously Bradford City will be hoping a similar thing can be done about Tommy Lee. He's gone out on loan to Bristol Rovers because we probably didn't get many good offers in for him this summer. You hope he has a really good season there. We can trigger that option and sell him for big money next campaign. But we've still got a lot of the Jensen Metcalfe money left to spend. Say Bradford City have pocketed £1 million for that. We've now spent £300,000 of that on Adam Phillips. These are all just kind of educated guesses. That leaves us with around £700,000. Could that get a deal over the line for Owen Bailey? Now, the rumours are that they want around £3 million, which that's just never going to happen in a million years. But whoever does come in, we know Bradford City certainly have the finances. And even in terms of wages, Adam Phillips, for me, looking at the squad, I think he'll be a top 3, top 5 earner. You're looking at Caden Jackson, Stephen Humphreys, and that's probably about it in terms of real big earners at Bradford City. I know the likes of Sarsvik might be in and around it as well, but absolutely thrilled with this signing. Welcome to Bradford City, Adam Phillips. Don't forget as well, if you are enjoying it, to like, comment and subscribe. We are aiming for 250 likes on today's video. Apart from that, enjoy the rest, which was already pre-recorded. If we have a look then at Adam Phillips' 2025-26 campaign in a little bit more detail. Last season for the Reds, he played 43 times in League One. Only 30 of those games were starts, and to be fair, for the large part, he was actually played out of position quite a lot, especially in the second half of the season, which you can tell by his heat map. He was actually played more as a right winger by Conor Hourihane, trying to fit the likes of Patrick Kelly and Luke Connell and Jorgen If and all these type of players into the same side. Phillips was then pushed out of position on to the right hand side. He played just shy of 3,000 minutes in total, where he managed 9 goals from an XG of 7.43. So again, he overperformed his XG. Goals from midfield is something that we massively lacked last campaign, and Adam Phillips certainly is going to bring that. He averaged a goal every 331 minutes with a 16% goal conversion rate. He also registered 5 assists last campaign from an expected assists of 4.64. So again, overperformed that. So 14 goal contributions there in 30 starts from midfield is a really good return. Depending on what position he's going to play, if that is a signing here that's going to come in and play in the Anthony Sarswick, Bobby Poynton type of roles, then that's about what we're expecting from our real star attacking midfielders. If it's to play a little bit deeper as a number 8, like where Jensen Metcalfe, Tommy Lee, Alex Patterson all played at last campaign, then I think it's a brilliant signing from a goal scoring point of view, because you look at our midfielders, Power didn't score, Patterson only got 1, Tommy Lee only got 1, although both of them did leave in January, and Jensen Metcalfe only managed 2 across a full season. In terms of his other passing stats, then he averages 42 touches per game, so clearly very happy to get on the ball. He created 8 big chances, averages 1 key pass per game with a 74% accurate pass rate, which for an attacking midfielder slash winger for Barnsley, that's a really good return. Defensively, he's not necessarily going to bring you loads, just 0.6 interceptions per game, 0.6 tackles per game, 2.9 balls recovered per game, and 1.1 clearances per game. He had 1 error which led to a shot, but none which led to a goal, and no penalty offences committed. We did a video the other day comparing Adam Phillips directly to Jensen Metcalfe in terms of statistics, and they're very similar players. Metcalfe a little bit better in the duels and dribble stats, Phillips obviously much better from a goal and assist output. So let me know down below, for the here and now, who would you rather have, Jensen Metcalfe or Adam Phillips? Don't forget as well, if you are enjoying today's video, to like and subscribe. Having a look then at some of his other statistics, he has a 43% successful dribble rate, which for a player again who played on the wing for the majority of the season, who's not necessarily blessed with pace, I don't think that's really a bad return. The duel stats are a little bit underwhelming. He only wins 37% of his ground duels. That's just over 1 in every 3, which for a midfielder is not necessarily something that you like. You want to see that to be around 50% really, so that's something he does need to improve on going into next season. He wins 45% of his aerial duels, which again you'd like that to be slightly higher, but again with the goal output I'm sure you can kind of let it slide a little bit that he's not great great in terms of winning his aerial duels. Just 3 yellow cards across the season and no red cards as well. So again, his discipline certainly does see it very good. But I really like this signing. We needed goals. We needed more quality in that midfield. If he's going to play in the Metcalf role, then obviously he's going to massively help improve in that position from a goal scoring output. My little concern that I do have about Adam Phillips from a defensive output will obviously kind of be answered depending on who else we bring in to play in central midfield, because we clearly do need to bring in a lot more midfielders than just Adam Phillips. But if he's to come in and really compete with Sarsvik and Poynton in that attacking midfield role, then I think it's an absolutely fantastic signing. We know Sars has injury problems. Poynton also had some injury problems as well last campaign, and strength in depth in those positions was something that we really did lack. George Lapsley, while he gives you absolutely everything for the cause, you can't really deny that sometimes he does lack a little bit of that quality, especially across a full season now that we are in League One. And you can imagine going into next season, we'll have a look at the team in a second, but the starting lineup that we could potentially have with some of the subs going to come on off the bench. When you look at last season, we had the likes of Wheatley and Mullin and Joe White and Sibley, these type of players coming on in the attacking positions. Already with the additions of Beasley and Phillips, we're looking much better. And again, that does come from finances. We've clearly spent big transfer fees on Jake Beasley and Adam Phillips, but we were able to do that given the sales of Jensen Metcalf and Max Power as well. For me, I think we've had a really strong start to this transfer window. If we have a look then at how Bradford City's squad is now lining up ahead of the 2026-27 campaign, we had a look the other day at what Bradford City's squad was looking like when this initial rumour did come out, but a lot has changed since then. Jensen Metcalf has been sold to Championship side Millwall. Tommy Lee has been sent back out on loan to Bristol Rovers as well. So our midfield is obviously looking very bare. Everybody who's playing in that right attacking midfield position that I've named there, they can all do a job as a number 8, and I think the most likely to do that is actually George Lapsley. I think he's got the most legs, he's got the most energy, and from a goal scoring point of view, while Lapsley's a decent box crasher and he can come up with the odd goal every now and again, I do think certainly from a Phillips or Sarsvik point of view, I'd rather have them a little bit further forward. But looking at the squad, you would say as of right now, the starting front three for next season will probably be Phillips, Poynton and Beasley, but then you look at some of the options. Sarsvik's come on off the bench, Caden Jackson, Will Swan, Stephen Humphreys. Already we are looking in a much more comfortable position than where we were last campaign, and we know that coming into this summer there was a fair few key positions that we did need to improve. We needed more goals from midfield and we needed a goal scoring striker, physical presence at the top of the pitch. They're two things that we have already ticked off. In terms of further business that I think Bradford City still need to do, we still need two starting more deeper midfielders in my opinion, whether they're permanent or loans. Obviously there's been a lot of rumours and social media talk, the likes of Ryan Wintle, Sam Morsey for maybe that more number 6 role, and then for the number 8 role there's been a lot of names thrown out there. Kyle Dempsey, rumoured to be a deal that has already been completed. Harvey White, another potential option as well. But I think now we need to be looking at the goalkeeper department. Matty Young is a name that's been thrown around quite a lot. He spent the last couple of seasons out on loan at Salford City from Sunderland, but I'm not sure if that's really the type of profile Alexander wants in his keeper. I think from just maybe what we saw from Sam Walker, he likes a really tall goalkeeper who's very experienced, and Matty Young is the complete opposite that, while much better with the ball at his feet. We still need another couple of centre-backs to come in through the door and another right wing-back to compete with Josh Nerfel, but I really don't think this squad is a million miles away already from being completed. We've got some really good outs already done. We still need, at the absolute minimum, another 5 signings in my opinion, but with loans and all that sort of stuff, it wouldn't surprise me to maybe see a couple more in there as well. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 250 likes as I said at the start of today's video, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below on this signing. What are your thoughts on Bradford City completing the deal for Barnsley FC midfielder Adam Phillips for an undisclosed fee? Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.